All
Let's
right.
talk a little about motorsports. As we said before, motorsports right now is kind of the cold season, no pun intended. But we'll go ahead and give you what updates that we do have now. Of course, Formula E right now, which is Nissan is hugely involved with, is kind of down right now. The opening round for the 2024 season will be coming in January. When we come back here for the new year, we'll go ahead and start giving you some dates and more details when that starts rolling out. Central Micro Cup, haven't got any real date updates with anything yet, but we will be covering that going into 2024 as well as we usually do. Super GT, duh, of course, we're going to cover it and we're going to let you know what's happening with Super GT. Of course, we had a stellar year. We're going to talk a little bit about that when we kind of do a recap towards the end. But again, a stellar year as always for Nissan. And of course, they're going to be heading in strong. Going into 2024, we'll of course be covering that and what news we can get from the Nissan Race Desk. But we have one more series that is still continuing on, and that of course is one of our favorites that's happening here in the U.S. And that's of course with the Nissan Challenge. And Mike, you're going to be covering that for us here today.
I sure am. One of the essentially for us the only active motorsports event happening, so we're going to give it our full love. Again, we're talking about the Nissan Challenge. What would you call it? The premier grassroots racing track day event happening in Southern California. Uh, we are here to recap round 7 out of 8, so they are near the end as well. Round 7 took place November 25th, which was the weekend after Thanksgiving. A lot of people came around. I'm sure, hopefully, you took your family, had some fun, and saw some Nissans participate on the track. It was at the Streets of Willow, which is about 2 hours north of Los Angeles. And it was part of Ours Day. Ours Day is I think it is a definitely Skyline and GTR meet that has been happening for almost, I think, 7 or 8 years now. We'll get more into that in a minute, though. Uh, Going here through the Corner 3 Motorsports site, of course, is where you can see the results. There are 4 classes of entry that you can participate in with the Nissan Challenge. So let's go ahead and give some love to our top 3 finishers in each class. Starting with the first class, this tends to be the fastest group of them all. First place goes to Charles Park in his R35 GTR, setting a time, fastest lap time of the entire series that day, which is lap time 1 minute 18.2 seconds. Second place also goes to a R35 GTR. That is James Funtas. I hope I got that right. And third place, also a Skyline R32 this time, goes to a guy by the name of Aki. And that was the only thing, full name. That's what
That's
happened
all
on
it
the
is.
registration.
On
Yeah,
my birth
yeah, yeah.
certificate, it's Aki.
That's what it is.
That's it.
It was straight and to the point. I'm pretty sure he's a no BS type of guy.
That's it. Or a musician, one of the two. So it's
Musician,
fine.
I could take that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Artist. I'm an artist. But
Artist.
either way, Aki, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. Moving on, though, we do have Class 2. 2 entries for Class 2. So let's give him some love here. First place goes to Luke Lederman. His fastest lap for his class is 1 minute 24.6 seconds. Second place goes to Calvin Levy and his 370Z. Moving into Class 3, this was the biggest group. You had 16 entries this round. First place goes to Adam Zia in his 350Z. His fastest time for the class was 1 minute 22.2 seconds. Second place goes to Steven Barker in his 370Z. And third place, also in the 370Z, is Nick Isidrio. Moving into Class 4, and I believe this is the newest class first being used here in 2023. It's kind of a front-wheel drive class. You see a lot of Sentras, which, by the way, first place was a B13 Sentra with the fastest time in his class, 1 minute 28.7 seconds. It is Vaughn Navaska. Second place, also in a B14 Sentra, is Brian Abad. Third place is in a Datsun S30 first generation Z car. That is Sandy Isaac. So want to give love to these guys for being the top podium of each of their classes. It was when you look at the number of entries in total, I'm doing the math right now here, 30, 33, 30, almost 40 cars participating in this track day, all Nissan essentially. Um, that sounds like an amazing time. Again, as a spectator, to see that many number of cars participating essentially in a time attack grassroots style, man, it's pretty fun to see. So I definitely want to give these guys some love here on that one. Um,
So actually, Edgar just chimed in. He said it's actually not Aki. It actually he says Aki, but it's actually from Garage Bomber. And if it's the R32 I'm thinking about, that's actually owned by and I know this guy because he's old school. That's Aki Fuchigami Gami's R32, and that thing is a beast. It was actually 1,000 horsepower R32 for the longest time, and then now it's tuned down for damn near 700 horsepower. The only reason I know that is because they just did a piece on it with the latest Super GT Garage on Motor Trend.
mm,
So, and I meant to tell you guys this, if you haven't already, please go to Motor Trend or subscribe to it. Super Street Garage just did a great R32 episode, and this is one of the cars that they featured as one of their feature cars while they were doing that. And it actually, Tamura-san actually had a quick piece where he actually showed up on the beginning of the show. And so, if you get a chance, you should go back and check that out. I meant to talk about that when we were going to come out with the episode last week, but instead we decided to come in mid-month, and you only get one episode for December, and that's why it's a December New Year's episode altogether. But needless to say, that's what happened. But yeah, I mean, the short and sweet point of it is actually that the car is damn near rad. I mean,
yeah.
it's like the raddest thing ever. And I'll put a couple photos of it here in the back right now because I actually have it as a
Is this the
massive
one?
screensaver.
Because that was the next thing too. This is also motortrend.com. Their recent article covering R's Day, which they also give a shout out to Nissan Challenge in the article, which was awesome to see.
Hell yeah, good
I
job.
don't know if this is the one you're referring to. That
It's purple.
particular.
I think it's
Uh,
purple. If that's the one I'm
Purple.
thinking about, and Edgar, you were there, obviously. Let us know if we picked the right one. So,
I got here. It says you're correct. Crazy built R32. That was a drag car converted to road racing.
yeah, it's right here in my back. And I'll get out of the shot because you don't want to see my ugly
Okay.
face. You'd rather look
Okay.
at this thing.
Aki's
Look
is
at that.
purple. Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep. What do you got there? That's the
that's it.
one.
That's it.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, dude, that thing's a beast, dude. It's got a full like fuel cell in the back
Hmm.
and everything. It's like it is all business, and it's been like all business for years, and he just kept developing, and now it's like circuit full up circuit setup. Yeah, and he's a super nice guy.
You know,
So
we got to do a car feature on it. You seem to love this car a lot. Let's
I love a lot of cars, but this one I do love a lot. It's a pretty
yeah,
baller car. So
it sounds pretty nice. Um, I do want to mention though, right? This Motor Trend article is pretty awesome. Again, it covers R's Day, it covers Nissan Challenge, gives
hell
them
yeah.
some love. We're gonna put this article in the show notes for anybody who wants to read more into it.
Oh,
It is actually a really good read.
Dai's
That
car was
is
out there too.
that's his
That's
right there.
awesome.
Yep,
Oh man.
exactly. They're calling it, of course, the 400R Skyline R33. They call it the
The king
epitome
of
of
Kaiju Battle Series. Oh Jesus Christ.
yes.
Man, look at how many awesome man, I don't know if I'd be able to contain myself. That is awesome.
It is. It's actually pretty cool. They do a really cool summary of how R's Day began too, and they mention the
Really?
organizer too. So yeah, it's a really good read. I actually had a really good time reading it, and again, I will put it in the show notes so that you guys have a chance to take a look. Um, Getting back to Nissan Challenge though, round 8 is happening this Sunday, December 17th. It's happening at Button Willow Raceway Park. Now, please note there was a date change originally on Saturday, has been moved to Sunday. That's Sunday, the 17th.
Hmm.
It's the last round of the year, and I guess this one we will recap in early January when we come back, though. But again, these guys put on a great show. John and Edgar, though, we've definitely had a chance to chat with them earlier this year in an interview. Uh, Great team of guys out there, and Again, if you
Dude,
are in the SoCal area, you owe it to yourself to be out there.
yeah, and congratulations again, guys. I mean, you in I don't know, in my opinion, in a short time span, within like a year or two. I mean, it's just you're the amount of excitement around the brand and around the event has just kind of grown. And you guys are partnering with an amazing events, and you're doing a lot for the community as far as getting the brand out there. So again, anybody listening out there, make sure to reach out to these guys if you're looking for sponsorship opportunities for a track day event. If you're a business owner, think about these guys, because they could always use the help, and the Nissan community should be helping each other. And again, if you are in that neck of the woods on the West Coast, you're sleeping on it. You need to get out there and start being a participant with it, or at the very least, start attending and just shoot the pictures, and and just enjoy the damn event. But yeah, kudos to them. And this is great coverage. I love to see that stuff, and we're always proud and honored to be able to promote the event every time that it comes up.